Let's get salty!
Everyone, Zeddy here again with another Whizbang's Workshop card review. We finally got a big demon. We got a big demon to work with in our big demon decks. Some other cards to go alongside with it. Cube, kind of back. How about that? And if you want to win these cards, we got a giveaway for 3 mega bundles, 2 regular pre-orders, and in my pocket to enter the giveaway, like and comment in the video. Link to the description below, the one with that thumbnail there. Be subscribed to the channel. Every 1,000 subs we get until all the cards are revealed, I will add another mega bundle, so hit that sub button. Make me go broke. So let's start off right out the gate. I'm not gonna make you guys wait. What's the big demon that's gonna make all these demons work? It's the Wretched Queen, a 8 mana 4/4 demon. It's got Taunt and Death Rattle. You summon 2 4/6 knights with Taunt, and both of those 4/6 knights with Taunt are demons as well. So we did take a look at the card earlier that like resummons your most recently dead demon. So if we bring back the taunt, the 4/6 Taunt, one of them dies, you can't get Wretched Queen back. But that is a lot of stats. It's all Taunt. You get 12/12 in attack. I believe you get 16/16 in health. I'm been known to be pretty bad at math sometimes. And yeah, it's kind of reminiscent, I guess, a little bit of Void Lord, but a lot more stats, a lot thicker. It doesn't look like a demon, these like chess pieces and all of that, but certainly a card you would absolutely love to swap with Nemzi, summon with that 9 mana spell. I even think there's like I don't know if it's still in standard. There's like the 6 mana deal 3. If it killed something, summon a demon from your deck. I'm not sure if that's rotating, but regardless, yeah, it's a really good size demon that they absolutely need to make these demon decks work. I could see like Wretched Queen, Enhanced Dreadlord, and Doomguard all being in these demon decks. Is it gonna be good enough? I don't know, but Wretched Queen is absolutely gonna need to be a part of it to help in that equation. Again, stats are not what they used to be, and again, like Death Rattles and all that when you have Renos and very cheap silences and transforms. Hard to tell if a big demon warlock is going to work, and it seems like the majority of the set is designed around that, or you know, going madness with like Wheel of Madness and deleting your deck and surviving for 5 turns. But I'll give it a 4 out of 5 in standard. I'll give it a 3 out of 5 in wild, where yeah, Void Caller and Skull the Minari and Gul'dan all exist, and it just would feel really cool to play. We'll try and make big demons work in wild again, even though it's very unlikely. Just a cool card. I'm glad it's one of my favorite archetypes that they are bringing back, and one that does never feel like as toxic as it's been lately, like the Demon Seed and Curses and a lot of just, or the actual toxic sludge is just a lot of non-interactive stuff, and instead I'd rather cheat 1 billion mana with my demons. Okay, next we have the Sketch Artist, a 3 mana 3/3 minion, not a demon. Battle Cry, you draw a shadow spell. You also get a temporary copy of it, so you can play that copy of it that turn only. So you got like Siphon Soul, for example. You need to have 4 mana available to play that copy, but you get to keep the original version as well. It's not, you know, temporary on that regard. So bit of card draw, it tutors a specific thing. You might get extra value out of it, and you're playing a near premium statted a card. Feels very much like a control style card, maybe a combo thing for a specific shadow spell, just a thing in your deck, and it's got a body to it. I think it's fine. I think this sees play, very good arena pick. I bring up arena, I play a lot of arena. I'm always gonna bring up arena in these reviews. And yeah, I think it's totally fine in standard for sure. Like, it's a 3 mana 3/3. You gotta give it a 3, right? It's the rules of the game. It really isn't, but I'm just gonna go with it for this card. But yeah, just getting that draw possible value, I think is solid in wild. Again, everything is like too slow in wild, but it really is like, as the years go on and on and on, it becomes a lot harder for cards to slot into wild unless it just breaks an existing strategy or breaks an old card that didn't have it in mind, right? Like, that's what happens, and I don't see that happening for wild, so I'll give it a 2, but maybe like the Reno Locks of the world might try and make it work. Next, speaking of shadow spells, we have a pretty cool one. It's kind of like Cube, the Cursed Campaign. It is a 3 mana shadow spell. You give a friendly minion Death Rattle, summon 2 copies of this minion that are dormant for 2 turns. So not quite Cube, right? Cube was Death Rattle, I think, summoned 2 copies of this minion that's it. Like, you just bring them back, and that's, you get 2 Doom Guards, 2 big taunts. This, I get my Doom Guard, I gotta wait 2 turns to hit the face. My taunts have to wait 2 turns to come back. The dormant stuff has not been very good. Very much like, unless it's extremely impactful or doesn't take too long to get going, it just hasn't been great. And this is a situational spell that requires a pretty good target to hit, and then you gotta wait, you gotta kill it off, and then you have to wait 2 turns just for that minion to come back in 2 forms. It seems very slow. It seems very situational. Again, you can tutor the spell now with the card draw, and obviously it's really good on like a Doom Guard, on those big demons, maybe on a Death Rattle that you want to do multiple things with, but it just seems very slow. Like, I think Big Dreams is another card that was like, cheat out your biggest beast and it's dormant for 2 turns. Is atrociously bad because you have to wait so long. Slagma, all these dormant cards. I'm gonna give it a 2 out of 5. I think it has more potential than those, especially like, yeah, Doom Guard, at least I can act with it when it's summoned. Like the charge, I can go right away. That's a possibility, but again, it is kind of slow, but it is only 3 mana. It's a lot cheaper than a cube, than those other effects. If it wasn't for dormant for like, you know, a turn or less, obviously this probably cost a lot more mana. But again, it might have a shot. It's cool that we could kind of try and relive our cube lock days with a lot of these cards. And in Wild, I think it's unplayable. Way too slow. And next we have a 10 mana spell that of course doesn't really cost 10 mana for Warlock. The Table Flip, another shadow spell, one that you can reliably play as a temporary card. This deals 3 damage to all enemy minions. It does not go face. It costs 1 less for each other card in your hand. So you can make this cost, what, 1 if there's 9 other cards in your hand, or if you can get up to 10 with like Valdris, I believe, in Wild, or Audio Amplifier in Standard. Yeah, this is a really good AoE. Handlock will love this. The slower Warlock decks that want a bunch of cards reliably deal like 2-3 1 mana AoE. Like, that's so good, and it works really well with that tree drop, because not only do you draw this card, you get a temporary copy, which helps discount each other. So there's a really good chance you're playing Table Flip, you hit this, you can play the copy and then maybe play the other one or save it for another time. I think this is a really good card that could absolutely see play in both formats if those slower Warlock decks ever come back, like Reno Locks or Cube Blocks or the decks that I really love in Wild. I'm giving this a 5 in Standard. This is a really good AoE that just is incredibly good in anything outside of, like, you know, Curse Warlock, the aggro-ish style decks, but I think it's a 5-star AoE, and in Wild, I'll give it a 4, even though those strategies aren't super relevant. I do believe 1 or 0 mana deal 3 is relevant in like any Hearthstone format you're looking at. It's just a really good card. So those are the Warlock cards, all revealed. Really cool to see Big Demons back. Not a lot else going for it though if it doesn't work out. So maybe, you know, if the cards do seem underpowered, they can be buffed or whatever, or maybe they'll work out really well. But I love the flavor and the design of them. I'm just hoping they're not too weak and slow. That's my main concern. Anyways, tune in tomorrow. More reviews will continue as always. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Have a great day and stay salty, my friends.